Call in, connect. To speak to Randi, call 561-270-3844. 561-270-3844.
Rudy Giuliani is conceding, this is in a court filing, that he made defamatory statements about 2 Atlanta area election workers. Giuliani made the concession in an effort to resolve a lawsuit against him brought by Ruby Freeman and her daughter Shay Moss. You'll remember them. Former President Trump and his then personal attorney Giuliani targeted them after the 2020 election by tweeting this surveillance video insinuating wrongdoing. Giuliani also repeated the lies when he answered questions by the January 6th committee.
Oh, great.
Of Ruby Freeman and Shay Freeman Moss and one other gentleman, quite obviously, surreptitiously passing around USB ports as if they're vials of heroin or cocaine.
Oh.
I mean, it's obvious to anyone who's a criminal investigator or prosecutor, they are engaged in surreptitious illegal activity, again, that day.
Freeman and Moss also testified before the committee on the toll that those statements by Giuliani, false statements he's now conceding, had on their lives.
I've lost my name and I've lost my reputation. I've lost my sense of security. All because a group of people, starting with number 45 and his ally, Rudy Giuliani, decided to scapegoat me and my daughter, Shay.
I don't want to go anywhere. I second guess everything that I do. It's affecting my life in a major way, in every way. All because of lies.
Those poor women. I just, we all knew that Rudy was the one that was, lying, and he was the one that was doing illegal things in order to, try and reverse the results of the election in Georgia, right? I mean, he's going obviously to lose his law license, right? That's the recommendation of the Bar Association. But he's also, he needs to go to jail. So does Donald Trump. I'm so sorry. You don't get to target innocent Americans. What president of the United States of America targets an innocent American doing their civic duty and volunteering to be an election worker during COVID and thinks that that is an appropriate target to hang a conspiracy theory around the necks of? That is those 2 people are legitimate people who we can pin this on and turn their lives upside down, and no one will be the wiser. How disgusting. What kind of leadership is that? What kind of wielding of power is that? Where you have all this power, all of it. I mean, you're the president of the United States. Rudy Giuliani is like, the America's mayor. And he's down in Georgia lying, which is illegal, to the state legislature, accusing these 2 women of stealing ballots. That's what he was trying to, spread to the legislature. That's what that video is of him calling them out by name. He's telling the Georgia legislature that they have to, not certify the slate of or they already certified, but not allow the certified slate of electors to be counted, that they have to overturn the results of the election because Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss, disgusting human beings. And, when people are that, disgusting and damaging and defamatory and, cause threats to be visited upon you, when all you did was volunteer during a very, very, scary time in America to count ballots, you get to take them to court. Now, they get to take them, to court civilly and recover damages, money damages. But Rudy Giuliani has got to be prosecuted, and so does Donald Trump. And if ever, there was a reason to watch Donald Trump be prosecuted and root for the jury to find him guilty of trying to overturn the results of an election, it should be so that Ruby Freeman and her daughter Shay Moss can actually be saved from this horrendous period in their lives where the president of the United States targeted them. And now we're starting to hear some of the 911 calls. where Ruby Freeman actually had to call the police. She had to call 911. People were threatening her life, yes, but then people came to her house. They were pounding on her door. And while she's on the phone with the 911 operator, they're still pounding on her door. They're threatening to kill her. She had to move out of her house. And when the FBI told her she had to move out of her house, she said, "When can I come back?" Do you remember her testimony? And they said not till after the inauguration, because they knew there'd be violence then too. Oh my God. And he's got the nads to run a deep state ad? A deep state ad. You are the person who is the deep state. You are the snake. She's the tender woman. She let you in. And now you're the snake. And everybody knows it. But, it's not going to be over until this man is held accountable. Truly. It's got to happen. It's got to happen, and it's got to happen soon. I know that the big story, for those of us who want to see him already indicted, and we know that we have one trial set for May of next year, the documents case. This one, the January 6th case, we got. So yesterday, it was learned that the grand jury that's hearing the January 6th documents case, it meets on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's a little fact for you. And so last Thursday, they didn't meet. And some people think that's because they've completed their work and they've already handed a sealed indictment back to Jack Smith. And he has it. And he was just waiting for, the right time to inform Donald Trump that he is going to be arrested yet again. And so I think they thought maybe after today, there would be an opportunity to indict Donald Trump, knowing that Hunter Biden had entered his guilty plea in the plea deal that he accepted, and that would be done. And so because think about it, if Jack Smith today indicted Donald Trump on the same day that Hunter Biden was entering a guilty plea on a plea deal for being late paying his taxes and for lying on a federal form about gun ownership, right, which has 10 years associated with it as a criminal penalty for doing that. And, Joe Biden is the person that created that piece of legislation where if you lie on a federal form about, whether or not you're addicted to drugs, you get 10 years for lying on the federal form for gun ownership. That was his dad that actually shepherded that piece of legislation through the Senate. So it's, it's kind of irony. It's the O. Henry play. She cut her hair to buy him a chain for his watch. He sold his watch so he could buy her a comb for her hair. Yeah, like that. But it didn't work out today. Hunter Biden wasn't his guilty plea. His guilty plea to the plea deal didn't happen. So now what? Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to randyrhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.